Hi, in this video, I'm gonna go over 2.4 CPI, the Excel homework. I didn't put the video link up on Canvas, and you noticed it. I'm about to do it right now with you. Oh, we're in the wrong class. I better go to quantitative reasoning class. Let me see. It's due tonight, so if you're working on it today, you'll find this extra resource. All right, let me open it up, and let's go over this together. Download the material. Okay, let's see. Oh, all right. Step 1, start Excel, download, and open the workbook named Chapter 2 CPI Start. Got that opened. What's step number 2? In cell O15, calculate the cost of an iPhone 8 in dollars of year 1913 using CPI in N15 and the cost of an iPhone 8 in 2017. And oh my goodness. Okay, what's going on? So basically, it sounds like we're using CPI to figure out how much iPhone 8 would have been in 1913. Okay. We didn't have an iPhone back in 1913, but what if we had it? Will we be able to estimate the price of this iPhone 8 in 1913 using the CPI in 1913 and the iPhone price in 2017 and the CPI in 2017? That's something we can do that we talked about in our math class. We will fill cell O15 down. So once we get that estimated iPhone price for 1913, we're going to copy that formula down to cell O118. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's going to be big table. And we will format these as currency with 2 decimal places because we're talking about iPhone price, huh? Okay. And oh, something new right here. Be sure to use absolute and relative cell references. The reason I picked this homework is because I wanted you to do CPI. And now I kind of see maybe this one was a little bit challenging, but a lot of you are doing this, so I'm impressed. You guys figured out how to do absolute and relative cell reference. It's basically adding those extra dollar signs to fix the cells that we want to continue to use. So I'm gonna go through this step number 2. This is gonna be the complicated part, but we can do this. You understand what we are doing, that right? We're trying to figure out how much an iPhone 8 would have been in 1913 by looking at the cost of the iPhone 8 in 2017 and using the price consumer index, consumer price index, CPI. So remember we did this using ratio. Let me go to the questions page. All right. Notice it's a big table. The CPI in 1913 was what? They got January, February, March, April, all these, but we're gonna just go ahead and use the annual CPI. Notice the CPI is going up. In general, I mean, it's gonna go up, right? Things get more expensive, but is it always gonna go up? Not really. I can see that from year 1931 to 1932, it actually went down. What happened in between 1931? Now, but then like it keeps going up, right? Going up, and by the time we are in 2017, the CPI is 245.12. Guys, am I even recording this? Let me see. Oh, yes, I'm recording it. All right, let's keep going. And what we know is that the iPhone 8 price in 2017 is $699. So what if we had an iPhone back in 1913? How much would that been in 1913 dollars? And we can do we can set up a proportion. We can set up a proportion and solve for it, but we'll also do that in Excel language. Okay, so let me open up a Word doc. All right, that's for my probability statistics class. All right, and then I will just do some side work over here, and then I will type in that work as a formula. So here's my plan. Take a look. I'm going to set up a proportion that does compare CPI in 2017 over iPhone price in 2017, and I will set it equal to CPI in, what year was it? I forgot. 1913. Was it 1913? Let me see. 1913. Yes, which was 9.9. But let me just go ahead and set up like what my plan is. And then guess what I'm going to put in the bottom of this fraction? The bottom of this fraction, let me put iPhone price in 1913. I know, you know what I mean. We didn't have an iPhone in what 1913, but if using the CPI, we should have been. We can try to estimate it. Okay, so that's what we have. I'm gonna go ahead and do some math. I'll figure it out first. Just by cross multiplying and then I will go ahead and actually write a formula. Now CPI in 2017 is what? Let me go back and see. CPI in 2017 is 245.12. 245.12. 245.12. And iPhone price in 2017 was $699.99. I think, let me double check my numbers. Oh, $699.00. 245.12. 245.12. Okay, so CPI is right. iPhone price is fixed. Okay, now that's good. Now, what about the CPI in 1913? We know that, right? This one was given to us on the table. So let me go back and grab that. What was the CPI in 1913? It was only 9.9. Okay, it was only 9.9. So I'm going to go ahead and type in 9.9 on top of this fraction. But what about the iPhone price in 1913? We don't know that, so put X there. Okay, not IX, X. Now let's go ahead and cross multiply. You do know how to set up, solve this by cross multiplying. So if you find the cross products, that's going to be 245.12. X equals 9.9 times 699.00. Now guys, I'm just doing this math because I want to see the answer first before I use Excel to calculate it, because it's going to make me feel a lot better if I actually know what the answer is. So right side, let me evaluate that on my little calculator. Hold on a second. I'm going to go ahead and type in 9.9 times 699, and that came out to be 6,920.1 there. Now, let me go ahead and divide both sides by 245.12. If you divide both sides by 245.12, guess what you get? Now, double check your numbers for me. I mean, I will know if this is correct once I type this in Excel. But what I got is $28.23. So iPhone would have been $28.23 in 1913 dollars back in 1913. So what I want, guys, listen, this is just the math. If you see this on the midterm problem, this is what you will do. But where's my recorder? I don't know if I was recording what I was typing in Word doc. Hopefully it was recording. But now what I just did, I'm about to type this in Excel as a formula. So take a look. Now I'm very scared. When I close my windows, it only shows, I don't know if I'm recording, but I'm gonna keep going. All right, so and to type in the formula, what I will do is instead of putting the actual numbers, let me go ahead and start putting the cell names, okay? Where is CPI in 2017 saved? CPI in 2017 is in N119. You see that's in N119. So replace that by N119. This is in N119. That's the name of the cell CPI in 2017 is saved in or typed in. What about the iPhone price in 2017? Where is that going to be at? iPhone price in 2017 is in O119. So let me change that to O119. Okay, O119. Now, CPI in 1913 was way up there in the table, so let me go back and find the name of that. That one was in what's that number? N15. So write down N15 for this. Uh-oh, hold on. This one was N15. And lastly, the iPhone price in 1913. That one was in 015. I think it's the one that's directly to the right side of it, right? 015, yes. Now, this is the cell we're trying to fill out. You see, we're trying to solve that proportion by 015. We're trying to rewrite the equation so that it says 015 equals blah, blah. So take a look. I got this equation so far. I can still cross multiply. These are just 4 quantities, right? Or 4 cell names. If I cross multiply, see if you agree with me, okay? I will have N119 times what? 115 equals. I'm cross multiplying really. That equals N15 times what? 119. Now remember, I'm trying to solve for this little guy, 015, right? I'm trying to solve for 015. If I want 015 by itself, guess what I'm going to do to both sides? I need to cancel out this multiplying by N119. Opposite of multiplication is dividing. So I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by N19. So 015 equals, now this entire thing divided by, this entire thing is getting divided by N119. Now, we're multiplying and dividing. So really, if you want to just make it a little bit simpler, you can just do the numerator, first multiply together, and then you can divide that by the denominator of N119. So it's not really going to make a difference. So I found the formula for O15. I'm going to multiply N15 times O119, and I'll divide that by N119. Now, this sounds a lot, but the thing is, you do know how to do the math. What we were doing is using that math that we know. We were just trying to write a formula using cell names. So I think you can definitely do this. All right, let me go back to the Excel sheet and then type that formula in, which by the way was this. I wonder if I can copy this. Oh, yes, it worked. Now take a look. I am about to hit enter. What do we want to see? But hold on, let me change it to the division symbol in Excel. Should be a slash, not divided by. Remember, the answer that we got by doing this by hand was $28.23. I want to see the same number again. All right, let me see. Hit enter, $28.23. Yay, we got it. Now we got it. Now take a look. I'm about to do something that's gonna mess up my table. Now we did find the iPhone cost for that year, 1913. But if I want to apply that same formula, let me just copy this formula down, like by fill, using that fill handle. Like if I copy it down a little bit, you notice this is messed up now, right? It's this formula that worked beautifully for my 015 is not gonna work beautifully for 016, 017, 018, and so far down. Because let me show you what's going on, okay? Now this very formula that we wrote down that worked perfectly for 015 uses the cell that is directly to the left of it and the last cells that are down here. You see? They're not using the numbers from 2017. And that's what we want for every single iPhone price. We want them to use the CPI that's listed directly to the left of that cell, but keep on referring back to the iPhone price in 2017 and CPI in 2017 because that's the only iPhone price we know originally given. So let me show you what's happening though. That is good. This is good for the first cell. But if I click on the second cell, double click to see what input it is pulling to calculate the answer. I love how it's using the one cell that is directly to the left of it because that is the CPI for 1914. But if I scroll down a little bit, let me show you what's going on, okay? What cells is it using to instead of 2017 iPhone price and the CPI? It lost it. Give me 1 second. Let me double click this and go down. Look at these random cells. Oh, crap. Where is it going? All right, give me 1 second. Let me double click one more time and carefully go down. Carefully. I'm going. You see the purple and red. What's in these purple and red highlighted cells? Nothing, right? Is that what we want? No, that's not what we want. What it did was as we shifted down to the next cell, it shifted down our reference cell. But is that what we want? No, I wanted to keep on using 245.12, which is in N119 and O119 because that's the place where the iPhone price is saved. But every time I copy it down to the next cell, down and down and down, the reference will also get shifted down. And while that wasn't an issue for the CPI, because I want the CPI to go down with the cost of an iPhone. Like if I double click on this one, I love the fact they're using N18 for the CPI. But look, they're using O122 and N122 for the iPhone prices as reference. What's in there? There's nothing in there. So see if you agree with me. I don't want these two cells to shift down. I want them to continuously use N119 and O119 because that's where the phone price and the CPI for 2000 is saved. That is our reference cell. That is the absolute reference cell that I want to use. So this is what you can do to solve this problem. So take a look. I'm gonna go ahead and delete these ones so far. Whenever you want to fix an input for cell referencing, what you want to do is you put some dollar signs in front of the letter and the number. So remember, I wanted to keep on using O119. Put a dollar sign in front of O, put a dollar sign in front of 119. So that you have, like, it looks like O is stuck in between two dollar signs, but it's really dollar sign O, dollar sign 119. This will keep on make our formula to keep on using O119 without shifting down or without shifting to the right or anything. Now for this one, remember N119 is where CPI for 2017 is saved. Put that dollar sign in front of N, put that dollar sign in front of 119. What this will do is it's going to make sure that my formula keeps on using that exact cell. It's called absolute cell referencing when you put a dollar sign in front of the column name and the dollar sign in front of the row name. If I hit enter, there's not going to be any change for my O15, which was $28.23. That's perfect. But let me show you something more beautiful, okay? But by the way, before I copy this down, let me just make sure that the formatting is correct. What was the format? They wanted you to format this as currency with 2 decimal places. It is set as currency with 2 decimal places, so I'm happy with it. But let me go ahead and copy this down. It's a big table. Keep on going down, all the way down. But don't go over to 699. You want to go right above 699 and let go when you are at O118. Ta-da! Now this is what you should see. Just pick a random number, a random year, so that you and I can compare. How about 1992? My little brother was born in 1992. The iPhone price should have been 409 cents. If you do not have 409 cents on year 1992, please double check your formula. Okay, but this worked. If I double click this cell, it's going to use 3 cells as its input. This cell right here will use the CPI that is directly to the left of it for that year. That's very good. But if I scroll down, it's still using the CPI and the iPhone price for that 2017. And this is exactly what we wanted. And we accomplished that by adding some dollar signs in front of the row name and the column name. Okay, so what we just kind of did together is called absolute cell referencing. By putting some dollar signs in front of the row and the column name, we're restricting, or we're telling the Excel to keep on using that same exact cell. All right, that one was a little bit challenging, but I'm glad I got that step number 2 down. Let's keep going. In cell P16, calculate the ratio of the value of annual CPI in 1914 to the value of 1913. Okay, so we're comparing CPI, the ratio. You know how to take ratio. We divide, right? So we're going to take 1914 CPI. We divide it by 1913 CPI. And they just want you to copy this down, this formula down all the way to P19. And make sure to format this as number with 4 decimal places. All right, let's do that. Go to P16, which is right here. Now, it's that first blue box, not the white box, okay? Click on the blue box, and they wanted you to compare or find the ratio of the CPI of 1914, which is an N16, and the ratio is dividing, right? Divide that by the CPI of 1913, which is 9.9. So what you should type in into P16 is N16 divided by N15. What I want my formulas to do from this point on and down, I want it to keep on dividing cell that is to the left, 2 to the left, and the cell that is directly above that very cell. So if I click enter, and then format this as number with 4 decimal places they want, So you first format that first before you copy this down. You should get 1.0101. And now copy this formula all the way down, and we will double click into it and see if it is doing what we wanted. So the very last one should divide the CPI for year 2017 by the CPI in year 2013, and that's 17 and 2016, and that's exactly what it is doing. So we actually did want our cell references to come down each time we were coming down on these the cells. So no reason to, or no need to put any dollar signs for these, because this is working as we want it. And I think I took screenshot of these numbers so that you can compare it before you submit it. But this is how you can just take the ratio of this year's CPI to previous year's CPI. Okay, now let's go back to the instructions page. Step number 4. In cell Q16, calculate the inflation rate in 1914. And we're going to fill this cell down and make sure to format this as percentage with 2 decimal places. Now, remember in class we talked about the price of airline ticket and overall inflation rate. You do know how to find the overall inflation rate, and that is by doing, okay, hold on, equal sign. You first have to subtract this year's CPI by previous year's CPI to find that absolute difference first, right? You first have to divide, and then you have to first subtract to see how much it went up or down, and then you're going to divide this by previous year's CPI. That's what we did, right? And we also multiply this by 100 to convert it into percent. We subtract and we divide by the previous year's CPI. That's how you find the annual inflation rate. And this is going to be asked on your midterm exam on that airline ticket problem. So hit enter, but they wanted you to convert this into percentage with 2 decimal, was it 2 or 1? I can't remember. With 2 decimal places. It's a percentage with 2 decimal places, so that's good. The first answer should be 1.01. Let's keep on going down all the way to this. Now the very last one you should see 2.13%, but you see how the inflation, this one was negative 0.36. So you know what? It actually went down. Let's see. Yeah. So okay, so I'm seeing some things, but I also screenshotted this, and I think I put that on Google slide if you want to check my numbers, or you can just stop the video and compare a couple of these numbers. I'm sorry, this table is so big. It's hard to see. But the important formulas, if I just open it up one more time for you, I did N16 minus N15 in a parenthesis, and I divided that difference by N15. And then all I did was I just filled it all the way down. Now this one is a challenging Excel homework. All right, let's do number 5. In step U109, they want you to use the max function to find the maximum annual inflation rate. Okay, so let's go to, where is the cell they wanted? Here it is. Type in equal sign and type in max for the max function. Open up the max function. They wanted the maximum inflation rate, right? Now we just found the inflation rates, and those are all saved in Q15 all the way down. So select those range, Q15 all the way down to Q119. So what you want is something like this. I guess we can see it, but there's so many numbers there. It will be much easier to use the Excel function, the maximum function. So equal sign, max, Q16 to Q119. Ta-da! The maximum inflation rate was 17.97. Oh my goodness. All right, what year is it? See, that's the next question that I want to answer. Like, what year did that happen? And what in the world happened in that year? All right, so next thing, we're done with that step, but I have a very reasonable question that I want to answer, which is, what is that? So in cell U110, they want you to use the match function to find the sequence number of the value from cell U109 in the column for inflation rate. So basically what we're trying to do is, what year did it happen? So use the match function. This is the first time we're using the match function. And there's a note here that I'm going to read. Use range Q16 and Q119 as lookup array and 0 as match type. Okay, now I don't know what they're talking about yet, but let me go ahead and copy this note because I want to just kind of type it up here and make sure that I use that. But I'm using match function, so without really thinking much, I'll type an equal sign, M-A-T-C-H, and open up the match function. Now, it says look up value. So that's the first input they want. Oh, okay. They did say in the note, use the range Q16 to Q119 as a lookup array. So I did. And, oh no, lookup value, sorry. So this one that I just typed up should be actually the second entry. So let me go ahead and delete this first. I'm sorry. But what I want to look up or what I want to match is that 17.97. So right after you open up equal sign, match, parenthesis, click on U109. I want to look up that number, 17.97%, because I want to know what year that belongs to. And then the lookup array is going to be Q16 to Q119, and I'm just using what they gave me, and that looks like that's where I grabbed those inflations, right? And match type, they wanted it to be 0. We can talk about what that match type 0 means. I may be able to read it, but let me hit enter. Enter, and it says 5. Like, what does that even mean? 5 here. Let's take a look. But note you must use 0 for third argument for exact match. So when you use 0 for the third, the match type, we're telling them, hey, I want you to look up that exact number, 17.97 from that range I gave you. So, oh, take a look. It says 5. What they mean is the 5th number. So take a look. Go all the way up to the top, and then if I'm looking, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hooray! The 5th number from that range, or the array we gave them, is 17.97, and that is where 17.97 is hiding. So we match this. We found where that is, but what if I want to talk about in terms of what year is that? I can move to the left side of the table and simply read it, but also we can use the index function. So, all right, let me go ahead and mark step number 6 to be done. Now, step number 7, in cell U111, use the index function to find the year with the maximum inflation rate. I mean, we already know the answer, right? I don't know just yet, but I can look it up. It's the 5th year, right? So it's the 5th year from 1913, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that year will be 1918. I want to just type in 1918 and be done with, but you know, that's how we lose points, right? We're not going to do that. So we're going to just follow. We're going to try to explore with this new function. And it looks like, look at this, guys. They already gave you what to type. All right, so let's do equal sign, index, open the parenthesis, and A16 to A119. And think about what these are. That range is actually where the years are saved. Year 1913 all the way down to 2017. So we're trying to use the years as the reference point, comma, and they set the match number. The match number was what, 5, right? And then I'm just gonna go ahead and close the parenthesis and I hit enter. Look at my formula for me, or stop the video and make sure you type the exact same thing. And I hit enter. 1918, and that is the year where we had the highest inflation rate. So we answered this good. We're doing good. Okay, now go back to number 7, and I mark 7 to be complete. And cell U16, 116, determine if the inflation rate always increased from year to year. I know that's not true because I saw a negative earlier. You saw that with me, right? You saw how this inflation, that's negative. It sometimes goes down. The CPI went down in certain years. What was going on? I don't know. But does the inflation always increase from year to year? My answer is going to be no, because I've seen some negatives. So I'm done. I'll go ahead and save this, and I will, you know, let's go ahead and submit this together. I'm about to be graded on my work. Where's the CPI? Okay. I am hoping for an 8 out of 8. Upload, and then submit for grading. Okay, close it. Go to student gradebook. And some of you emailed about how do I look and see the rubric. You gotta go to student gradebook. You gotta go to student gradebook and click on the assignment that you just did. Come on, I just submitted the assignment. Go ahead and grade it already. It's not grading it. Maybe you have to wait a little bit too, just like I'm waiting. But hopefully it grades on your account faster than mine. It's not grading on my account like immediately. Ah, and I already got that 8 out of 8 just popped up for me, but let me go into the student gradebook and click on review. Click on review. 8 out of 8 or 80% is exactly what I want on the current score, because you're going to have to go back and type up that question, and there are a lot of new things that we talked about in this Excel homework. If you click on it, the grade is going to tell you, hey, Sue, your assignment was perfect. But if you missed anything, if you didn't get 8 out of 8, it's going to mark it with some red colors. And then you'll be able to see it. I see you guys. Oh, I shouldn't be clicking on anything by accident because, oh no, but many of you already did it. Thank you. But if you are doing this with this video, you can view what went wrong on student gradebook by clicking on the rubric, the grading rubric. But you have to do that in the student gradebook section. Okay. Now, hopefully this was helpful. I will see you tomorrow morning. Not no, tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Okay. All right. I'm gonna stop the recording right now.